The FBI raiding the office of Virginia Senator Louise Lucas, an ally of Governor Spanberger, as part of a federal corruption and illegal marijuana probe. The senator releasing this statement, quote, "Today's actions," meaning yesterday, "by federal agents are about far more than one state senator. They are about power and who is allowed to use it on behalf of the people. What we saw fits a clear pattern from this administration. When challenged, they try to intimidate and silence the voices who stand up to them." Former Assistant FBI Director Chris Swecker joins me now. The only problem with that, Chris, is that it was the Biden administration's FBI who opened this investigation into her. So how much trouble is she possibly in?
Yeah, so the FBI would get involved in a case like this if not just because of illegal sales of marijuana or cannabis, and note that it is recreational use is legal in Virginia, but not under federal law yet. So they would be looking at corruption, bribery, mail fraud, wire fraud, and those types of violations. I would note that she has been very active in trying to change the marijuana laws in Virginia, even as she owns and operates a cannabis dispensary. So there's almost an inherent conflict of interest already there. And now I'll also note that under federal law, there's no way to sell marijuana legally right now, cannabis legally. Therefore, you can't move money through the banking system legally from marijuana sales. There's all kinds of aspects here. That implicates money laundering laws and that sort of thing. She also has another business there that's an elder care type of business. So there's a lot of different aspects to this. We're waiting for more information. But as you note, this investigation was initiated under the Biden administration. So all these this labeling this as political lawfare is just not valid.
And you hear the phrase power broker used to describe her. Oftentimes, yes. Power broker and corruption seemingly go hand in hand. We will see if the federal government has enough evidence that they seized yesterday and that going forward in order to prove their case. Meantime, there's also this. President Trump rolling out an America First counterterrorism strategy targeting left-wing, violent secular groups and others with anti-American, radically pro-gender and anarchist ideology. Let's face it, Chris, this is all about to cut off the money. And if you cut off the money, oftentimes that means the end of these organizations. So do you think this move by the White House is going to put an end to all these groups who are wreaking havoc throughout our country?
Yeah, this is hugely significant because these groups like Antifa and Black Lives Matter, groups like that, have been labeled as a movement by the Biden administration. They're not a movement. I've had a personal experience with Antifa. I've had the opportunity to investigate some of their actions on college campuses, and they are anything but a valid political action movement, if you will. They have designs to sow chaos in our country. I mean, and I think this gets right at the heart of that. Is not just Antifa, but other organizations that fund violent riots in our cities. And they're there to stimulate violence. I've seen that in action, where they'll bring frozen water bottles or padlocks wrapped up in bandanas. They'll sling the padlock, or they'll throw the water bottle at police on the line, and then try to provoke a reaction, and then create violence. And this happens on campuses in our cities. So that's a form of domestic terrorism there. That's trying to use violence and intimidation to affect political change.
And despite what the ACLU is going to try to say, those actions are not covered by the First Amendment. Chris Swecker, great insight this morning. Thank you, sir.
Exactly.
Appreciate it.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.